The Three Musketeers are rerunning their final boss, and even though they have a top 5%, which is normally akin to a challenge mode, they don't have a challenge mode, it only goes up to extreme, so that's going to make scoring and, more importantly, farming a lot easier than normal. So we are running a weak point unknown teams. We have Tyr, Merlin, and Philo. Now, normally I probably wouldn't run Merlin. I'd probably run Echidna, I think might be a little better, because she does have some stat boosts for unknowns. But she's there because she has a more consistent debuff. Because these guys on their own don't actually debuff, right? So normally Tyr and Winning Bryn have a stat decrease debuff that usually applies at sort of every turn, so they're usually good by themselves, but each one of these guys has a stat decrease immunity. So the Tyr and Bryn strat don't work on their own, but Merlin does start with a dissolve, and then as long as another AoE or attack comes out, she's going to put down her passive, and then there's going to be more debuffs for our weak points to be more consistent. This is farming, everyone's going to be on attack crits, and then Inashi's in the back because of his, what is it, basic stat boost to unknowns? Yeah, everyone is unknown, and we're chillin'. Card set's going to be the humans / unknown attack boost, the new summer sets. Throw some attack food on, drink a pot, see how this runs. Should 2 turn on auto, and I believe it does not matter if we pull the extra debuff. We did pull an extra weak point, which is pretty crazy, so it should be debuff and then from right to left. Weak point does have that priority, so that's coming up before the single targets. And then hopefully your weak point does wipe at least 2 people, so that the single target can come down on the lone survivor, which obviously is going to be Taizoo because of the typing there. So it's going to be phase 1. It takes 1 turn, pretty nice. Phase 2, we didn't get the extra debuff, which is fine. We're going to see how consistent this really is. We're going to go from right to left. As you can see, Merlin's already dropping more debuffs right off the bat. And with the Tyr weak point, that should wipe. That's a 5-card wipe. Pretty consistent. I think I'll let it run one more time just to see how consistent we are. And I mean, the scoring on this farm team is pretty decent. We've already seen, I think I was like top 30% just from farming, so rewards are already halfway cleared. We did get the extra debuff, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like we saw, no extra cards is still going to clear, so you get any debuffs. Always putting debuffs down. Always going to be weak pointing. We're always going to be killing. So I think it's pretty consistent as far as I can tell. And I mean, there's probably some room for changing people up. Like Tyr can probably be, what's her name? I was just talking about her. Winning Bryn, and could probably put Echidna in here. Unknowns are kind of just goated for farming. Looks like we got to merge in this dissolve. And then they're just going to die to the Tyr weak point. So that is going to be the 3 Musketeer 2-turn auto farm. If you guys like to drop a thumb, maybe sub it for into that. And I'll see you in the next one.